This is a pretty quick one. Mostly because I feel like I've already said the critical points here, but I feel like it's a pretty strong reaffirmation of the necessity of listening to me on all issues. You've seen this, right? Jake she Oh, I forgot. There's more to this story. Jake Shields is a former MMA turned far right fascist Twitter blueser personality guy. And he tweeted, well, here's the image preview. Would you support public executions for people who help a child transition? This would include doctors, therapists, teachers, guidance counselors, etc. And then a bunch of blue check marks saying yes right there at the top, because now blue check marks are at the top of every Twitter reply feed. So that's not good. But if I try to load the image, this has happened all over the place. See, first of all, because Jake Shields is a conservative, he didn't lose his account over this, what is unambiguously a calling for violence against, well, everyone. He just had the tweets deleted. But what's more, it seems that Twitter is blocking or removing any image loads of the screenshots of the post. Think about this from like a back-end architecture perspective, okay? This isn't a quote tweet. These are images. They're just a series of pixels. The pixels are it's just an image. It's a JPEG. It's not tied to Twitter's netcode. And yet, this isn't the only post I've seen where these files can't be loaded. I'll put my tinfoil hat on for a second. So, I have never seen the deliberate unloading or blocking or whatever of images associated with screenshotting a TOS violation of another account before on Twitter. The only possible explanation that I can think of for this is that it's an attempt at a cover-up. Basically, from Elon, keep people from seeing this. It's really embarrassing for us. Because it is really embarrassing that Elon would roll out a Twitter verification system that is fucked up on 78 different accounts, prioritize them to the top of every Twitter reply feed, and then immediately, you have a fascist personality saying, "What if we just mass murder the degenerates?" And a bunch of blue checkmark people immediately responding with, "Yeah, yeah," laughing, crying emoji, in the Elon fashion. I think it looks really bad, and I think that okay, it's not really a surprise that Elon is far right because of all the stuff he's done and said. Like, all you have to do right now on Twitter to get Elon's attention is be a neo-Nazi and lie about something liberals are doing, and he'll show up and say concerning, laughing, crying emoji, or whatever. Like, he's everywhere, all under their replies, constantly. But, man, I have to say, playing active cover... Okay, I want to fact check on this. I'm going to open up chat and take a look. Chat, do you have any alternate explanations for why there would be blocks on these images outside of Elon Musk deliberately trying to cover up how embarrassingly bad this looks? I'm looking. The real thing I'm doing with chat is I'm zoomed out so far that I don't see anything from it. No, only proof? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Normally, when Twitter displays an image, there's a div with a child div in the image tag image. With squeer's post, squeer was another person who posted these images, not just J. Aubrey YouTube. They've straight up removed the image element. First screenshot is their blank image post. Second is a normal image post on Twitter. Yep, there does seem to be a missing image element right down here. So so literally, Elon had the people at Twitter manually alter the code for that specific tweet and for others that are popular and showcasing this to make it harder. Man, have they not heard of the Streisand effect? Okay. Well, that's pretty embarrassing. I consider this to be an indication of complete complicity with the ideology of Jake Shields. I think this is tantamount to Elon Musk saying that he also believes there should be public executions for all these people. That I can think of no other explanation for removing these tweets that Jake Shields made and then preventing anybody else from posting images about them in the fucked up fashion of the Twitter code, you know, because it's completely broken back there, but not banning Jake Shields. I don't think there's any precedent to this. I can't think of an example of this, you know? Like, it's pretty, man, I would say it's 1984, but Twitter is so incompetently handled that, like, there's no shot of them actually censoring anything. It just means there's an effort to censor, which is, well, funnier at least. It's complete complicity. Use this, if nothing else, as a reminder that, you know, even if many powerful conservatives are not willing to say stuff this stupid, you know, public support for executions, whatever, they do believe it. They believe that, and they're fine with that. Elon Musk is doing what he's doing here, partly to cover up the fact that people who buy his Twitter blue are genocidal, and partly because I think he's totally in line with this ideology. What an embarrassing attempt at covering this up. Why would you draw more attention to it by doing that? That's so strange. I don't I don't understand. Well, he's not a very smart guy, I guess. So, you know. You want to do one more Elon one before we talk about Tucker? If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you. This is what I get for missing the, I can't believe, for a second, I swear to God, for a second I was almost going to say, I know this is old news. And then I took a look at the date on the bottom right of my computer taskbar, and then I took a look at the date of the article being posted, which was yesterday, and I remembered, wow, the internet really does skew our perception of time passing, especially when it comes to keeping up with the news cycle. Okay, so Elon Musk, super wealthy guy, obviously inherited a ton of his wealth. He once told a story where he talked about there was was it a Tunisian emerald mine or something? Was it Tunisian? I'm actually forgetting where it was from. You know, it'll probably say in the article. Zambia, not Tunisian, Zambia. That's right. Elon Musk talked about how when he was young, he was brought to an emerald mine in Zambia, and there were people with guns and so on and so forth. So people have, of course, called him you know, an apartheid, emerald mine heir slaver. And he offered 1 million Dogecoin last week to anyone who could prove the existence of an emerald mine his father supposedly owned. Now, reminder that Elon Musk's father is this is the guy who's like his granddaughter, right? Remind me what his deal is. He's insane. He's talked about this like breeding cult. I'm gonna zoom into chat. Stepdaughter, my bad. He's porking the stepdaughter he adopted. There we go. That's right. So that's the household that Elon Musk grew up in. The one presided over by the dad who would later adopt a stepdaughter and then pork her. So that's the situation we're in. Wealthy people aren't actually human beings. I've said this. Many have said this. His father, Elon Musk, then dropped a bombshell in an interview with The Sun saying the mine did in fact exist and all his children knew about it. Elon Musk is one of the world's richest men today. Not the richest, apparently, at this exact moment. The narrative about his family owning an emerald mine has been spreading on the internet since at least 2018. Earlier this month, Elon Musk tweeted he would pay 1 million Dogecoin for proof of the mine's existence. However, in an exclusive interview with The Sun, his father, Elon Musk, confirmed the existence of the mine and said it bankrolled his son's career. When I read that, I wondered, can I enter? Because I can prove it existed, said Elon Musk. Elon knows it's true. All the kids know about it. My daughter has 3 or 4 emerald pendants. Elon saw them at our house. He knew I was selling them. However, the billionaire father admitted his mining business operated largely under the table. Right, they were slaves, yes, with no formal agreements. What Elon is saying is that there was no formal mine. It was a rock formation protruding from the ground in the middle of nowhere. There was no mining company. There were no signed agreements or financial statements. It was literally slaves and guardsmen with like AK-47s. So like, yeah. So it's actually worse because it's like, no, he didn't just make money from like a mining company he owned. He literally like directly controlled like functionally the equivalent to a slave plantation. Not even on the books. It's kind of wild that Elon would lie this frivolously about something that's so obviously provable. Oh yeah, here's the thing that Elon said when he was the one, because he was the one who first said the mine existed. Company death, not succeeding with the company, causes me a lot more stress than physical danger, but I've been in physical danger before. The funny thing is I've not actually been that nervous. In South Africa, my father had a private plane. We'd fly in incredibly dangerous weather and barely make it back. This is going to sound slightly crazy, but my father also had a share in an emerald mine in Zambia. I was 15 and really wanted to go with him, but didn't realize how dangerous it was. I couldn't find my passport, so I ended up grabbing my brother's, which turned out to be 6 months overdue. So we had this plane load of contraband and an overdue passport from another person. There were AK-47s all over the place, and I'm thinking, man, this could go really bad. So yeah, these people were shot in the head if they didn't make their emerald mining quotas, okay? And he said that. Elon said that. And he's since been lying and saying the mine didn't exist because he wants to pretend that he's a complete self-starter who made all of his money himself, when in reality he grew up in an incredibly wealthy family and in apartheid South Africa, as if that wasn't enough of an indicator for where his ideology would later go. Can you imagine charting the average ideology of ultra wealthy South African Afrikaners? Can you imagine like how many Hitler particles that charting would emit? Like the unfathomable, like seriously, this would be like measuring the political values of like wealthy European foreigners in Argentina in 1953, you know, like we wanted to do a poll to determine what the average ideology was, and frankly, we're not going to publish it. Like it's insane, right? But, you know, how frivolously he lies about this stuff and how desperate he is to be seen as some kind of self-starter. Wealthy people are mentally ill. Wealth is a mental illness, in fact. Many people are saying this. It's all in Capital, you know, which you should read, which I definitely have read, and it does say that.